Hey, Flight Club fans, welcome back to Flight Club as we have a special interview with Will Kelly. Will, thank you so much for taking the time to answer our questions.
No worries. Thanks for having me here.
So, Will, the first Fire and Ice Cup was last weekend. It was a very tightly contested game. What did you think about the team's performance, and would you like to see more Fire and Ice Cups in the future for the Toronto Arrows?
Yeah, the game last week was outstanding. I thought as a whole spectacle. We kind of got sprung on the Fire and Ice Cup idea earlier in the week, but I think we didn't even need more motivation of a trophy to get up to play Atlanta. They're a very hard physical team. Beat us that week one when we got down here, so the boys were really ready to come out and go after them again. Unfortunately, I thought it was a great game, and especially the second half coming back all the way and having one hand on that cup and just letting it slip at the end there. And full credit to Atlanta. They're a great team, having a really good season and probably deserve the win at the end to have the ball for the last play. And we were really hurt to kind of let that one slide. So I know for the boys, it's a shame we can't play them again this year, but I'm sure hopefully next year if we get another Fire and Ice Cup, it'll be an awesome spectacle and more importantly, hopefully in front of our home fans to show off a great game of rugby and a great competition between these two clubs.
You really did see a great showcase of rugby from both teams, and the quality was definitely there. That's always nice to see. Now, Will, you guys are about to play 9 weeks of rugby straight with your match against Houston this week. That can be physically draining. How have you guys maintained your fitness levels, and what does a fitness regime for an Arrows player look like?
Yeah, I guess when you look at our first 9 weeks, for some people, that's nothing, but it definitely does take a toll, not only on the body, but on the mind. And for us being down here in the hotel, kind of stuck to our own little bubble here, it has definitely been a lot tougher than anything I've experienced before. But the big thing with maintaining your physical fitness and your mental fitness, I guess, to as high as a standard you can, it's all individualized. So we've got great staff here, and especially Sean Harrison, our S&C coach, has done a fantastic job kind of tailoring to each individual guy's needs. For example, a guy like myself, still pretty young compared to maybe some of the older heads in the team. I'm still quite frequently in the gym throughout a week, trying to lift 3, maybe 4 times a week, compared to maybe another guy who's played a lot more minutes and maybe a little bit of an older body and making sure his body's going to be right on the weekend. It's a lot more recovery-based lifts, maybe a day off feet just to get that extra day of recovery in. But the main thing is it's individualized for each person. Each person has their own way to get up for the game on the Saturday after recovering from the game before. And it's just making sure we try and get that as right as possible. And I think the staff have done an amazing job kind of trying to tailor to everyone's needs and making sure by Saturday or Sunday, whenever we play, the boys are fully ready to go and fully fired up for it.
It's great to hear that your guys' fitness levels are up there because you guys have 8 more weeks of rugby left ahead of you. Now, Will, this is a question to get to know you a bit better. You've been playing rugby for a long time and at all levels, whether that be club, university, international, and the pros. Who is the one rugby player that has inspired you the most, and what have you learned from watching them play?
Yeah, that question's a pretty tough one because I could kind of go various few ways, I guess. There's lots of guys, obviously, when you start playing, looking at clips of Dan Carter and Johnny Wilkinson, and as a fly half especially, kind of drift towards the same guys in your position. But the one guy for me will probably have to be Owen Farrell. I think when I started playing, under 14 rugby, kind of growing up, I started watching him as he was coming onto the international scene with England. And I just kind of resonated with his game. I loved his passion. At the start of his career, he was a young guy coming into the England setup and also playing for Saracens. He was just always fully up for the game, led from the front, very vocal, very energized, with a great skill set and a really good kicking game. And I kind of really started following his career all the way through and still do to this day. I still look up to him as a player and I think he's definitely one of the best in the world, and try to model my game somewhat around him and understanding that I'm Will Kelly and he's Owen Farrell, but definitely parts of his game I try and watch and try and implement in my style and try and play out there in a similar kind of fashion. So
Absolutely, and watching these players helps you also set your own goals for the season and how to better improve yourself as well. Thank you so much, Will, for joining us. We wish you the best of luck with the game against Houston, and we'll catch you very soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.